Okay, this is exercise 7C. We're going to be doing a chamfer again, but this time we're going to be doing a chamfer angle as opposed to when we did chamfer distance. So when you do the chamfer this time, you're going to go cha, A enter this time, and then you'll also put in the distance, enter, and then you'll type in the angle, enter, and then you'll click on the lines. Okay, but there's a certain way of doing this, so make sure you really pay attention on how I do the chamfers and also when I put the angular dimensions in. This is a new type of dimension to be using. Okay, so first of all, we're going to start doing a 4x2, and then we'll put the text on it, put the dimensions on it, and then we'll copy it so we have two of them, and then we'll get ready to do the chamfer. Okay, so let's get ready to start. So I'll get my grids on. I'm going to make sure I have my snap on. I'm going to go ahead and make sure I also have object. So click on a dot somewhere. Give me a 4x2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Okay, verify that. 4x2. It looks good. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and put a dimension on that. So dim, linear. Remember, it's also up here, dimension linear. Click here. Here on the endpoint, bring it up. Endpoint to endpoint, and bring it over. Okay, I'm going to take off that snap now that I drew that. Go ahead and, before I do copy it, I want to go ahead and put the text in real quick. So go ahead and go text heavy, A button, make a box, click OK. Now I can go ahead and copy this, and it's copied right below it. Z enter, A enter to get an idea what I have. Looks like it's sticking out just a little bit below at the bottom, so I just have to move it up just a little bit. Oops, look at it, went over there. Try that again. Let's bring that back down. Let's go. It looks like it didn't work, did it? Move button. Okay, good, now we're ready to go. Let's go ahead and get rid of these. Alright, here's what you're going to do now. The new type, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of my grids. Okay, so watch this when we do the chamfer here. Okay, so we're going to go cha, A enter, 1 enter, and then 30 enter. Whatever you type in first, which is the number 1, we have to click on that line first when we do the chamfer. So that means we're going to click on the top and then the side. So watch when we do it in AutoCAD. I'm going to go back to object real quick. Okay, so here we go. Cha, A enter, 1 enter is the distance. Now the angle is 30 enter. And you got to click on this line, then this line. Okay, so let's take a look at this right here. We're going to go cha, A enter, 1 enter, 10 enter. Since you typed in the 1 first, that means that 1 belongs to this line. So that means you're going to click on this line, then this line to do the chamfer. If you click it the other way around, it won't work. It'll give you a different type of different type of angle. So here we go. Cha, A enter, 1 enter, 10 enter for the angle. Click on the bottom line, then the side line. Next one, cha, A enter, 0.25 enter, 45 enter. This 0.25 belongs to this line right here, so we'll click on this line, then the side line to do the chamfer. So it's cha, A enter, 0.25 enter, 45 enter. Click on the bottom line, then the side line. Okay. Finally, we're going to do this one here. This is cha, A enter, 0.6 enter, 40 enter. Remember, this 0.6 belongs to this vertical line, so that means you're going to click on the side line first, then this top line. Okay. So we got cha, A enter, 0.6 enter, 40 enter. Now we click on this line, then this line. So it looks pretty good. Now we go ahead and put on the dimensions. I'm going to go ahead and put on the linear dimension. Remember, this first button on your dimension toolbar is called linear. It's also right here, dimension linear. So using my OSNAP endpoint, I'm going to click here and here, and I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that ortho so I can have my mouse move a little bit more freely. Click on here and bring it down. Repeat linear. Click on this endpoint and this endpoint. Bring it down this way. Repeat linear. Click here, then here. And bring out that 0.6 this way. So let's double check to see if that's what we needed to have. Yeah, it looks good. 0.25, 0.6, 1, and 1. Now we have to put these angular dimensions on. Okay, this one's here is kind of tricky for the first time. You have to click on the correct lines in order to get this. Okay, so look at the angle for 30 and notice how it comes from this line. So the angle comes from this line and it comes down 30 degrees. So where the angle comes from, that means that's the line you're going to click on first. So you're going to click on this line, and then a second line you always click on is the slanted line. So you would click on here, and then you would just bring out that dimension. So let's take a look to see what happens. So you're going to go ahead and there's the angular dimension button right here. It's also dimension angular. So you click on that. Okay, remember what we said. The angle's coming from here, so we click on that. The second line you always click on is the slanted line. This is the slanted line. Click on that and just bring out that 30 degrees, just like that. Repeat angular. This one down here comes from the bottom line and comes to the second line you always click on is the slanted line, and then so you bring out that 10 degrees, just like that. Repeat angular. The 45 degree comes out from the bottom. You click on the slanted line, you bring out the 45 degrees. This one here, the 45 degrees, take a look at this one, make sure. Here's where most people mess up out on this one. Make sure you click on the side line here, because this 40 degrees comes from this line right here. So that means you're going to click on the side line, then the top line, and then you'll bring up that 40 degrees. So let's take a look on that. So you'll click on the side line here, then the top line, or not the top line, but the slanted line. Then you'll bring up that 40 degrees. Z enter, A enter. Okay, looks good. Up, except for I need to move it up just a little bit, don't I? I have it beyond my grids, so I better move it up just a little bit. So I go ahead and select it. And I'm just going to go ahead and move it up a little bit here. See if that'll work for me. Okay, well, let's move this text up just a little bit. Okay, good. I can live with that now. You can save it. Okay, go ahead and then you're done.